So Yoshiharu, I've talked about him being a fantastic D.Va player. He had some good play on Soldier last night, but I've got to say, it was acceptable. That was about it. But now DeToNator, they're getting an early lead again.
They just dive right on top of Zonda, take him out, but the rest of Flashwolves are there to pick up the pieces and pick up these fallen parts, and supports just picking up a couple of kills themselves here. And K-Momo now getting in a very good position to get aggressive into the squishy line of DeToNator. But it's going to be Yoshiharu not playing that D.Va on the Soldier, picking out a couple for himself. Now K-Momo being forced back out of this fight here, and this first cap should be going in the way of DeToNator unless Flashwolves can come up with something big here.
It's still going back and forth, and DeToNator, while they've got themselves actually on the point of getting the cap, in fact, actually those last few kills there are just actual visor. Won't have a nano boost to go with it, but not sure if he's even going to need it against a Tracer, against another Soldier. Surely he's going to be fine. There's no D.Va on the enemy team to block it out. He's going to have complete free reign.
Well, pulse bombs on both sides, looking to see if either of these can open it up, but Zonda opens this one up with that Helix rocket there. So Hate dropping down extremely low, gets taken out of this one as well. This is when DeToNator are definitely going to need to fall back here, as Flashwolves find the answer they were looking for, manage to push themselves and get themselves the cap there.
This is DeToNator's last shot, and ultimates are still coming up for Flashwolves.
Oh, and Anakin gets taken out early into this fight. Pulse bomb gets thrown out there as well. Doesn't find anything with that one. Bacon Jack won't be too worried now. Now Yoshiharu in an extremely bothersome spot. See ya, mate. Gets taken off the edge there. Great positioning coming out from Zhongi there, and this is just going to be disaster for DeToNator. It looks like they're not going to be able to find anything into this fight. They get themselves a little bit of a consolation kill, almost getting themselves the cap actually, but now Flashwolves should be able to answer back into this one. No, they can't.
Assaults.
Now watch for Bacon Jack's position here, managing to get himself up in the back lines of DeToNator. It's going to be very easy for him to be the thorn in the side that they were looking for. Pressure being put onto him by Saihate, but that's not going to be enough. 4 kills there for Flashwolves. Get themselves back in the cap. The overtime ticking down, and this is going to be Flashwolves closing out the first stage.
Well, I mean,
nothing indeed, and now this is when Flashwolves are going to be getting in there. De La V under a lot of pressure. There is a trade coming out from Anakin on that McCree, but it's going to look like Flashwolves are going to be able to force the issue here. And Realman with the Boopio coming through there, getting himself a double.
And this is going to allow Flashwolves to push right forward up until this choke point, get a few more stagger kills if they can, and there it is. They get one, and they're just going to move back to the point, back to the bridge where Zonda can hold it. Now Zonda going down in that fight, you could see the way he was flying, just basically
Hasn't been able to find a sightline on him as he's too busy dealing with Zonda up in the air.
Yeah, Anakin's just too busy looking up at the sky to notice the Tracer running around on the ground. Now DeToNator still haven't capped the point, and ultimates are coming out for Flashwolves. There's an angry monkey.
That's very good there, managing to take Anakin off this one. Flashwolves doing all they can to stop DeToNator from getting this cap, but DeToNator do manage to find that one. Pulse bomb coming through. DeToNator finally Storm taking down Samurai D early onto this one. Now Flashwolves in a great position to take control of this point now. And indeed, Zonda finds a couple of rockets. There we go. That's going to be the support down as well. So nothing Samurai D and Yoshiharu can do to hold on to this one. No Primal Rage up just yet, unless Samurai D can get in here very quickly. He does have it now, so there will be a bit of a stall coming out from him. So good stuff here to keep this one alive.
How much stall though? How much time did that actually buy them? About 5%.
Not even.
And then he says, you know what's just shooting Zonda out of the sky. Deadeye is not going to be a huge tool in this fight. Now, they can build up to the pulse bomb, and that's really the best.
Zhongi's got them in the white room here with the Primal Rage. You've got to watch out for this one. Zonda unleashing a barrage there as well, but it's going to be K-Momo with that self-destruct, just cleaning up these players here. Overtime is now indeed ticking down. Nothing on the side of DeToNator to work with. A generous pulse bomb, trying to find something for Saihate there. It's just Yoshiharu just keeping this one alive. Can Samurai D make it back in time? That's the real question right now. Indeed, he does manage to find a pulse bomb right in his face, but ticks it over very, very briefly. Overtime still alive right now, but this has surely got to be Flashwolves picking up the second stage, and indeed it is. Genji, let's see if this is going to be the change that they were looking for.
I'm definitely impressed with Anakin's Genji quite often, but going up against Flashwolves, I mean, they've got a lot of tools to deal with it. Zonda as well, a very fantastic Genji as well. I think he definitely performs a lot better. Now, DeToNator, they're getting even trades, but Flashwolves are still starting to pull ahead here.
Well, DeToNator did make, I think, a better decision there, managing to take Synchro out on the Zenyatta, but he should be able to get himself right back into this fight. And look at that right there. It was
to getting their ult up, specifically Dragon Blade. It's only 60%. They're actually closest to Sound Barrier of all things. So if they can get to that, that's good. In fact, they're actually getting frag kills here. But Bacon Jack, he turns it around.
But Zonda now in an extreme spot of bother, managing to escape right there with that biotic grenade on him as well. Oh, Saihate, thank goodness, manages to find that kill onto him there. That would have been extremely disastrous there for the side of DeToNator if they didn't manage to pick that one up. But now Flashwolves answering back with force here. They push themselves in. They should easily get this cap and really punishing DeToNator on that piece of overcommitment.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to go into contested just a little bit longer, but eventually it's going to go over, back to Flash Wolves, going for a win.
Oh, Nanoblade into the Transcendence. Now, this is going to be very bad for Amiken. He actually finds that kill onto Zonda, so that is quite big there. They commit the sound barrier as well, so this is all in now for DeToNator. They do have the Primal Rage Lift to work with as well. It is going to be used by Samurai D. They're finding themselves some kills here. Nice reflect there coming in from Amiken as that Tactical Visor gets hit. So great shutdown now coming up from DeToNator, cleaning up the side of Flash Wolves. Going to be able to recap this one. This is great stuff for DeToNator. Finally now he does get spotted out, but now Amiken in the great position to put the flank on for the side of DeToNator, but has no support with him now. Oh, Lucio just in time managing to have his back there. Now it's going to be a Diva as well to be able to defend him. It's going to be the Dragon Blade now coming in from Zonda. What can he find with it? It's going to be Doddle on the support, but it's going to be Amiken able to answer with a support of his own. But Zonda has done so much damage here to push out the side of DeToNator, and this surely should be Flash Wolves capping this one back, and indeed just in the nick of time, DeToNator get themselves all the way up to 96% though.
Back and forth, but Jack, that's going to be the big one. Amiken also has to get good value, needs to find K-Momo.
Here comes the boost and the Dragon Blade straight into the Transcendence of Sinclair, but it is going to be Saihate and it managing to find that kill onto Realman. DeToNator are doing it. There goes K-Momo. He's taken out of this as well. Didn't get much out of his Tactical Visor in this one. And now Flash Wolves falling down here. Can DeToNator manage to continue the kills and the effectiveness they had in that last fight and push this one out? Because Flash Wolves should be able to get this one into overtime. 99%. Here we go. There is no overtime. No one from Flash Wolves is quick enough, and DeToNator picked themselves up their first stage. We're going to number 4. It's going to be forced back actually, so DeToNator probably coming out with a better position in this first fight here, but it's going to be all on who finds the first kill, and it will be Bacon Jack.
Oh, DeToNator still, this time, they're not able to take the early fight. Their composition's also a little bit different. Yoshiharu, instead of the soldier, he's on that Diva, but hey, look at how that worked out for him. The second he's not but here's a fight where DeToNator can take it before ultimates actually come into it. But they need to take out K-Momo and Zonda before they can actually get the ultimate during the fight.
Well, they have a little bit to work with now as well. If Zonda does opt to get that high ground position, as you can see, they do go up there just to check it out, see if there's a Sly Soldier 76 sitting up there. But chip damage now going in both ways here, just seeing who can knock down any of these players. It's going to be Jongi actually taking out Doddle there on the side of DeToNator. And now Flash was slightly coming out ahead of this fight here. Amiken not too sure who he should be going for. They do get the cap though, but I don't think Flash Wolves are too bothered now. There is a sound barrier actually committed into this one as well. I think this is an absolutely huge snake now coming up from the side of DeToNator. Flash Wolves easily recap this one and are not too bothered about giving that cap up just before.
That's going to be punished so hard by Flash Matter. But DeToNator, they're just coming back in. They know they don't have time to set up for another fight. They've got to go all in.
This is great play coming up from Flash Wolves here. You know, dropped a couple of players, but just only having 3 players left on the point, able to hold this one down. Overtime ticking down, and that's going to be it. Flash Wolves pick themselves up map number 1. Oh my god.
Zonda to actually contest you. K-Momo though has Dragon Blade. If he gets up in Saihate's face and better actually kills him, then that's the biggest thing that DeToNator have going for them to win this fight here. Getting a pick off right off the bat is a good start.
And Doddle taken down early into this one. I mean, they really needed the Discord orb up there as well. Transcendence was nearly going for him as well. Now K-Momo just hitting the Dragon Blade there. Anything else being committed from the side of Flash Wolves? What do they need? I mean, Sinclair came through with an ultimate of his own there, but this is where DeToNator are now managing to find themselves some kills. Will Realman even use that sound barrier?
He's still running back.
Yet. He needs to scoot his way back down the streets here, but this should be DeToNator actually picking themselves up the cap.
So DeToNator getting a kill right at the start was great for them, because when you're up against a team that has so many ultimates, killing anyone denies an ult from that team fight. So, oh my god, Flash Wolves, they're still going to contest.
They managed to get themselves back in time, and there's Doddle's Transcendence now just in the nick of time for the side of DeToNator. Can they turn this one around? It looks like they can, but Bacon Jack still going to work up here, manages to find Doddle, still has that Pulse Bomb as well. See you later, Yoshiharu. Discord orb out as well. What can he do here? Doesn't even need to use the Pulse Bomb. Oh my goodness, can Flash Wolves hold this one down? It's looking like they can, but the players from DeToNator do have that respawners advantage. Should be able to get back there. No, they can't. What is going on here? No, it's going to be Samurai D back onto the point. Now Pulse Bomb comes through, doing good work with this one. Sound barrier as well being committed from De La V. But here we go, Zonda still not being contested up here. Can he get himself up another Tactical Visor? No Biotic Field to keep him alive though.
They capped it. They finally
from him there, and now Flash Wolves going to have to rethink their defensive strategy here. Bacon Jack looking to get around on the backside. We'll be looking to blink in there and drop the Pulse Bomb. Now Kart is moving with haste this time up the street space. Amiken has gotten extremely aggressive, managed to gain control of that high ground for the side of DeToNator. There comes a Pulse Bomb! Big double kill there for Bacon Jack, and that is going to be now extremely hard for DeToNator to work with. That sound barrier coming through, but a little bit too late here. Tactical Visor from Zonda just pushing these DeToNator players back down the streets, back home, and that that's going to be DeToNator getting held here on street space.
Not up to that defensive position that Yoshiharu is. But we've seen soldiers do it before. They say, hey, that's a fantastic spot. I'd like to take it for myself. And they go up, but they're just going to dive straight onto the enemy team. Zonda's positioning is going to be pretty much crucial here.
Now Donloff being taken out into this fight. Now Flash Wolves are getting things done here, managing to find the early kill onto one of the supports there for the side of DeToNator. Doesn't matter that Yoshiharu's up on the top, on the high ground there when the rest of his team are taken out. This is going to be Flash Wolves picking themselves up the cap very quickly. Now moving into the streets phase, should be able to roll with a little bit of momentum off this one.
They did have one swap down. Flash Wolves know they're in the lead.
Great positioning now coming up from Flash Wolves, getting themselves in a full team flanking position there. It's going to be Samurai D taken out very early into this one. Bacon Jack is going to commit the pulse bomb into the house. Doesn't find anything with it, but it is going to be able to buy them a lot of time. Transcendence now coming through for the side of Flash Wolves just to push them over the edge of this fight. Not much further left on the cart for them to push through. With 3 minutes 20 left here, looking very good for Flash Wolves. Can DeToNator even get themselves back and contest? Doesn't look like it, as Zonda pushes so aggressively up here right into the face of Samurai D. Takes that 1v1 duel with him, forcing Samurai D to actually primal rage to try and get himself back onto the cart. Manages to contest for a split second there. It's a Genji trying to dash in, but no hope here. And Flash Wolves pick themselves up map alone and hungry. He does have a couple of players to help him out here. But where are the rest of these DeToNator players? They're not getting any cap time, and they're letting Flash Wolves reset up.
Yeah, once Anakin gets up here, it becomes much harder to contest because of that, because of the flashbang. He can just shut down anyone that flies up to him and deal with him. But there's the EMP, is it enough?
And will this be able to chase out the rest of these players? DeToNator actually coming out with a lot of these kills there. Realment falling down. Not enough damage here, but as it is Bacon Jack in a dream right now, does have a pulse bomb to work with as well. But Saihate actually being the one with the pulse bomb just a little bit earlier than Bacon Jack's one. Finds the kill there though. But look at the cap time now for DeToNator. They're getting all of this time on this. Will Flash Wolves even contest? No, they won't. They won't even bother, and we're going to point. A little piece of nice ultimate to work to counteract that out if he does time it correctly here. And again, just looking for that chip damage now. Finally, this EMP is going to be up. This should be when they look to get in on this fight now. There it comes. There comes the Translocator, blocked out by the shield. EMP comes through. Doesn't hit enough of these players. They are extremely low there. Bacon Jack, though, does take Samurai D down in the back lines. But DeToNator now with that player advantage, if they can manage to stagger out these ultimates enough, they might be able to get themselves some good cap time here. They get it about halfway, but now the Dragon Blade from Zonda, looking to see what he can find with this. Gets one, gets two, looks for a third onto Donloff, finds it, looks for a fourth here as well, and he definitely gets this one. Zonda.
Their big team wipe. They've got to make the most of it.
Well, a Genji in a dream, it seems, as they try to push their way into probably the last fight of the match. Here it goes straight onto Zonda. Very good work there. That sound barrier, though, coming in for the side of Flash Wolves will be enough to keep a few of these players alive here. Jongi answering back, taking down the support there on the side of DeToNator. Now that Transcendence for the side of Flash Wolves as well, just to push these last few players alive. Self-destruct coming through as well, just to buy them a little bit more time here on this point. And Yoshiharu, they didn't find any kills. Now Flash Wolves just cleaning up the rest of DeToNator here, and Flash Wolves are going to be able to hold this one down before point number 2.
So about 50% on point 2 for DeToNator. I've got to say that.
Already out of this fight without the rest of his team around him, and now Flash Wolves looking to clean up the rest of these DeToNator players now as they're completely split out. Donloff has no one to help him out there. What is going on here? Anakin finding himself a couple of trades now, but he will be instantly pressured by Jongi, getting taken down there as well. And now Flash Wolves going to be getting this first cap extremely quickly unless DeToNator can move with extreme haste back to this point now.
There's no way DeToNator make it back to this point to realistically contest this Flash Wolves unless DeToNator actually get at least one more kill here, which it doesn't look like it's going to happen. DeToNator are going to have to back off and try and get back to the point. Now, they could have actually not had a huge snowball coming at them on point 2 if they'd backed off a little bit earlier, but Flash Wolves have just got basically double the kills that they could have been looking at. Moving on to point 2, now Flash Wolves definitely in the lead in terms of ultimates. They've got a sound barrier, which is a big one going into it. But talked about those 2 trade backs that Anakin got during that fight. That's enough to get his Dragon Blade. That might be enough to actually win the fight here. But at the same time, when Flash Wolves are coming in with a sound barrier, that's enough for his team to stay alive during Anakin's Dragon Blade that it might not even matter. So Anakin, perhaps he needs to recognize this. Never mind, he's going in anyway.
He goes straight in there, and if they take him down, which indeed they do, that's going to be huge for Flash Wolves. Now is their moment. They need to push in right now. They've got all these ultimates to work with there. It's going to be Samurai D hitting the Primal Rage. There comes the Pulse Bomb out from Saihate. He doesn't find anything. Will he get taken down? Not just yet, but a couple of his teammates will. And now Zonda and his mate Jongi just pushing onto the point. Look at this, 6 ultimates in hand as well. And Flash Wolves playing this off ends perfectly right now. The Dragon Blade just wiping up De La V as he tries to get in there and contest. Now, all the players here on the point just capping. Jongi's sleeping on the job. He's not too worried about that one. Samurai D won't be long for this world here, and that's going to be all she wrote there. Flash Wolves just picking that one up very cleanly, taking out the series 3-0.